What's good, fam? Welcome to another video. But if we haven't met yet, my name is Ted and I talk bass. This is a sort of beginner, intermediate bass lesson. If you've ever watched any of my content, I try to keep this stuff real simple and accessible for folks. Playing the bass isn't really that hard. It shouldn't be that hard. And so when you watch this video to the end, you should have some real practical stuff to put under your fingers. Check this out. This video is being brought to you by me. And if you want to support a little bit, you can do so if you are so led by using CashApp, SONOFABASS. CashApp at son of a bass. I'll put the thing in the thing. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, I want it to be really accessible for you. Why would you support using CashApp? I'll tell you. Because this is a free lesson that I'm putting out on the internet. And back in the olden days when you would go sit down with somebody for a lesson, you would pay, $30, $40, $50 and up for a lesson. And you may go over something like this in the span of an hour, talking about it, practicing it, going over it and, doing different examples and stuff like that. So, what we do now online and what online teaching has made it possible to do is reach a lot more people. However, that has changed the old business model. So anyway, if you keep that in mind, if you're so able to and you find value in this lesson or any of the other lessons that are on the channel, please go on and use that Cash App link, send a tip, buy a brother a cup of coffee. So anyway, what you're going to need to know to get the most out of this lesson is you're going to need to know the major scale shape. Number one, you're going to need to know the major scale shape, and I'm going to review it for you and have some understanding of scale degrees, okay, and chord tones. Let me stop rambling on that and talk about it a little bit. I'm going to adjust the camera and show you what I'm talking about, okay? Stay tuned. All right, so this is going to be in the key of C. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hear the cheesiest backing tracks you've probably ever heard in your entire life. And that is okay, because this is for educational purposes only. All right, so the first thing we want to know is C major scale. We're going to use the second finger shape for this. So the second finger, fourth finger, first finger, second finger, fourth finger, first finger, third finger, fourth finger. Now, let's give those numbers, okay? This is a quick review. I don't want to get too deep off into this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. You'll also need to know how triads are made. All of these chords, this pattern is going to use the major triad, one of the most simple patterns that you could do. But we're going to look at it a couple of different ways. Or a few different ways, rather. So, the chords we're going to use are going to be C major 7. So C dominant 7. But we're not going to play the 7th. We're only going to play the triad. So the triad, starting from the second finger, is going to look like this. And that's the pattern that we're going to use. 1, 3, 5, 3. But we're also going to use that same pattern on the 4 chord, which is the F, going to be F dominant 7, and we're also going to use it on the G dominant 7. So what you want to think about is that this finger is sort of the leader. We're going to take that shape like this, right? Here's our scale. Why don't I play this cheesy backing track using iReal Pro? It's a 12-bar blues, real simple, and I'm only going to play the roots with my second finger. Super important that you use your second finger. Check it out. Shift. this triad shape of 1, 3, 5, 3. Okay? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. If you learn this, learn this pattern and then go and reverse engineer, reverse engineer what the chord tones and stuff are. I'm going to spare you with that because I don't want this video to be, super long or whatever. So here's the pattern. 1, 3, 5, 3. So we've got the root of the chord, the major third of the chord, the perfect fifth of the chord, back to the major third. Okay? And we're going to use that pattern. We're going to plug that pattern in to all of the chords for this whole thing. All right? And it is going to sound like you're saying your ABCs, right? It is going to sound super basic, but don't discount that. Okay? Check it out. Here we go. Same pattern. Here we go to F. Back to C. G. F7. Back to C7. Let's look at this same deal in a different part of the neck. We're going to use the same second finger as our starting point, but this time we're going to look at our C major scale here. That's at the 8th fret of the E string. Look, you got to move this to all keys as well. Okay? So if you were doing it here and you change that whole thing to D, you see what I mean? So we're using the second finger as sort of the guide dog. Here's the key of C. Here would be the key of D. Hell, here's the key of D flat. Right? So, don't be fooled, man. The bass is very, very pattern based. The bass is pattern based. It's patterns, right? So don't be afraid. Don't feel like you're cheating or anything if you use patterns. It's okay. Trust, it's okay. Anyway, so C major here. Where's F? G, F, C. Same deal. Let's play it here. You can play it with me, okay? We're going to get one measure count in. 1, 2, ready, go. 4 bars of C. When I'm higher on the neck here, since the frets get closer together, not that it's a problem, but I'm not stretching as much. Okay, so if you're a beginner, again, this is beginner, intermediate, you know what I mean, somebody fairly new on their journey, you can use this for a warm-up, right? If you practiced it, you would loop this for a few choruses and get that sound under your fingers, right? That's what we really want to do, is get the sound under our fingers, the shape and the sound. Okay? So now I'm going to show you something a little bit different on the F dominant 7. Okay? We're still going to play just the triad, because on the bottom of that, meaning the lowest notes, we've got a major triad. It's going to be F, A, and C. Instead of playing here, we're going to play it like this. F, root, open A is the major third. There's our perfect fifth, and there's our major third again. So that'll be the only shape that's different. And we'll throw this in as a bonus as well. Because that F, this F is still valid, right? When we get to G, there's a familiar shape, but instead of playing it here, we're playing it an octave lower. Okay? So let's do it and see what happens. Play along with me. I'm going to keep the pattern consistent, so I'll go 1 3 5 3 for 4 bars. Now there's 2 bars of F7, so I'll go F just for a variation, and then G7, then our C7. Why don't we add this C? So you see where we're getting a little bit more variation, right? We're getting a little bit more variation. So you don't have to play it exactly like me. You can rewind the video, stop the video, pause the video, watch, do all the stuff, slow it down, whatever, because YouTube's got that function. So here it is. C. Octave. Let's do that octave again. Second finger. Let's do that same thing. I'll do less explaining and just play and see if you could see what I'm doing here. So here's my C7. Okay, I'm only playing the triad, but that note, that is also C. So that higher note is valid. Same thing with the F. G. See what I'm saying? Those notes are valid. So let's play this higher up on the neck. Try to plug this pattern in on a simple blues form like this one in C major, and then move it around to different keys. It's very important that you move it around to different keys, right? But get the shape in your head, get the sound in your head, the shape of the sound. Even if you can't call all the notes and you don't know exactly how all the notes work yet, get the language, right? Get the language in your ears and in your head and all that stuff. Okay? So anyway, I appreciate you watching the video. If you dug it and you aren't a subscriber, hit that subscribe link and leave a comment so I know how you dug this video, and it also helps the YouTube algorithm. Helps people find the videos a little bit more easily. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. 2 fingers.